on this beautiful autumn day. So I'll let you all come on in and get situated. I'm Reverend Divine, this is Reverend Liz, and we are co-ministers here at Unity of Fort Collins. And we are so happy that you're here to share your time with us this morning, because you could be anywhere, like at home in your PJs. To all of those out there in live stream land, welcome, welcome. And just to let you know that this is a place that no matter where you are on your spiritual path, you're welcome. Whatever you are aspiring to, wherever you have been on your path, we are here to all explore and expand in our own consciousness, to evolve and to be able to just be lifted up and grow and connect with one another on this journey. So just to read our mission statement so that you know what we're about. Unity Vision statement is centered in love, inspired by spirit. We awaken, connect, and thrive.
That's right.
Yeah. So do you have any announcements for
Oh,
us?
I always have announcements. And first, I just want to check it out. Who's here for the second time? Any hands? Anybody? Okay, first timers, now it's your turn. Wow, all right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome, welcome. Especially grateful for your presence here. We do have welcome packets that will be outside in the front on the black wire tables. And I'd love to talk to you after the service to get to know you and connect even more. So, and if you have any questions also, please feel free to see us after the service. So I'm grateful for your presence. I'm grateful for Elle's presence, our music leader. Isn't she awesome? Let's give her some love. And the thing is that she brings along her wonderful, very musically talented Al as the component of the sidekick. And then we have the extra music, yes, where we have backup singers and such. So happy that everyone is getting to be here with us today. Things that are happening this week, I believe this Wednesday we have
the Grief and Loss group. It is a drop-in group at 6 o'clock here. And we do require that you mask up to come in, just so that we all feel comfortable and safe. So if that calls to you, feel free to drop in. It is normally on the second and fourth Wednesday of the month, but because there was 5, we just changed it up a little for this month. So that is this Wednesday at 6 o'clock.
And then the following Wednesday, which is October 6th, we have a meditation online at 6 p.m. via Facebook. And then at 7 p.m. on October 6th, it's incorrect, I think we said September 1st, which would be really hard to do. But Lil and Gerald are sponsoring, hosting Nomadland. So that's at 7 p.m. It's here in the sanctuary. We require masks to be worn. You can bring a beverage in, and it's love donation. So it's a way to get out of the house, be in community, and watch a movie with community. So please join us for that. Later that week, because we're so into having movies and such, on Sunday, oh, it's the Sunday. Yeah, it's the 10th. We are showing, for your viewing pleasure, a repeat of the John Wimberly video that we took from the UWM conference, and it talks all about how churches are emerging. How do churches emerge in this day and age, virtually and in many other ways? So you're all invited. That'll be right after the service on October 10th at 11:30. It's about a 45-minute long presentation. It's so well done. We had 19 people at the last one, and some folks couldn't attend, so we want to show it again. I know that every time I watch it, I get more, so please join us if you would care to for that event. Yes?
Also, if you like to make sure you budget your time, if you're staying for that, allow a little time for conversation afterwards, because then we really want to be able to get insight and feedback that you gleaned from that so that we could put it to use.
And last but not least, we know that one spiritual practice that some of us engage very well in, and some of us are being invited right here and right now to step up. And that spiritual practice is sacred seva. It's acts of love. And one way you can do that is that you can join the team that's on Sunday morning as greeters. We have Dale, who's here every single Sunday since we began opening. So let's give Dale some love.
Blessed be, blessed be.
But we have other opportunities. Basically, it means showing up a half hour early. And we need some additional love in that way, just to help people get things set up and help out. So if you're interested, I believe Julie has a sign-up sheet for the next month. So now we can move in to the service in a more deeper way. And Reverend Divine?
Yes, so let's take a moment now to drop into prayer. And when I say drop in, it means to get settled in your seat. If you're comfortable with your eyes closed, feel free to do that. And to breathe and to be mindful of your breath, breathing in and knowing that everything you are breathing in is for possibilities to be opened and receptive to this time together. And as you exhale, you are letting go of anything that you need to be fully present. Whatever went on before you walked in the door that had you perhaps distracted, that you could just be present right here and right now. We breathe in to be reminded that there is only one spirit, one presence, one knowing that is in and through absolutely everything, always present. Known by many, many names: God, universal source energy, spirit, so many names. Whatever resonates for you, that presence is in this room with all of us right here and right now. Knowing that whatever you are seeking is being revealed to you in this time through the music, through the message, and that whatever connection you're desiring to have with community afterwards, that you have that opening, that you have that willingness to just know you are safe, to have exactly what is moving through you. And sometimes things are moving through you you had not anticipated. So just breathe. Just breathe and know that there is this room filled with love. You filled it with love, and we continue to bless the room so that we each have the component we're seeking, whether we're aware of it or not. Calling this time good and very good, I am so grateful that we're here to share together. And just knowing, whether you're here in physical form or viewing virtually at a later date or right now, that you have exactly that which is seeking you. And if any of this resonates with you, feel free to anchor it with me by saying, and so it is. Thank you. And now if you'll read the unity blessing with me. Some of you know it by heart, otherwise we have lovely sheets at the table. If you didn't pick one up, you can feel free to, or just sit and hear the words. Our unity blessing centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world.
Thank you. And so we do. Thank you.
He's my brother. gladness of love for one another. It's a long, long road from which there is no return. While we're on our way to there, why not share? And the load, it doesn't weigh me down at all. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. He ain't heavy, no, he's my brother. He ain't heavy, no, 'cause he's my brother.
Awesome, thank you. So today's reading is out of the Daily Word. It's entitled Healing. I claim my wholeness and I am healed. Jesus taught that he was, as well as we are, one with God. I take Jesus' teaching to heart and believe I am whole, perfect, and complete in spirit, desiring to live from the wholeness Jesus demonstrated. I remember my divine identity. I accept whatever condition I may be facing, but deny it has any lasting power over me. I fill my consciousness with thoughts of wholeness, crowding out thoughts of sickness. I also take the best possible care of my body and mind. I accept the love and support of those who care about me. I nurture my body with rest and good nutrition. I nurture my mind with inspiring reading and good conversations. I nurture my soul with favorite devotional practices and prayerful connection with God. And so it is.
Okay, and this is Amy Augenstein, as she has been described, a hot soprano. Yeah. We're going to do a song, Words and Music, by the infamous Karen Drucker. Well, the famous Karen Drucker. 2, 3, 4. See you walk in the desert, it's a dark night of your soul. Feel the pain inside as you let go of all you've known. But I know you'll find the answer to what you're looking for. Through ashes you will be reborn, wiser than before. And all I can pray for you, all I can pray, all I can say to you, all I can say, all I can know for you, all I can know is you are healed, you are healed, you are healed, you are healed. Feeling lost and hopeless, I don't know what to do. I want to take your pain away, but I know I can't rescue you. So I listen, love, and laugh with you, be there to hold your hand, gently reminding you you're doing the best you can. And all I can pray for you, all I can pray, all I can say to you, all I can say, all I can know for you, 'cause you are here, you are here, you are here, you are here. You've got courage to walk through darkness, trust in faith to overcome your fears. Feel your angels always around you, and they're whispering in your ear. And all I can pray for you, all I can pray, all I can say to you, all I can say, all I can know for you, all I can know is you are here, you are here, you are here, you are here. All I can pray for you, all I can pray, all I can say to you, all I can say, all I can know for you, all I can know is you are here, 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 you are here. Thank you, Amy and Cheryl.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, Elle. Thank you, Amy. And thank you, Elle, for the first song. Wow. We have some talent in this house, right? Yeah, it's like, woo. And that was the most perfect song for today's talk. Most perfect. Yes, thank you, Karen Drucker, for your gifts and that we can use that music. So who can guess as to what our topic might be for today? Come on, you can call it out. You are healed. Healing. Oh my gosh. Very good. Yeah, we had a reading on healing. We had a song on healing. It's about healing and wholeness. And as many of you know, that we've been talking about order as our spiritual ability or power in this month of September. The first week we spoke on organization, which I know you're all masters at now. The Reverend Divine spoke on evolution, second Sunday. And last week, who was here and who remembers? Okay. You can call it out. I heard someone online say, adjustment. And I spoke last week about how there is actually order in everything. And when you really stop to contemplate that, you will see that's true. And you can also see where we're always making adjustments. Life is about adjustments because that's life. There's always things happening. So how well we adjust is how happy we can be, because otherwise we have a lot more misery. So talking about our bodies, there's a lot of order in our bodies. I don't try to make myself breathe, digest food, have a circulatory system. Our body is a marvelous, amazing expression of God, of the divine. There's no way to not call it that. Our bodies are actually the divine in expression. Now, we may not have been taught that or think of it that way. However, it's true. So, how many of you, today's talk title, by the way, is What Needs to Be Healed? Okay, what needs to be healed? Now, how many of you here or online know of something in your life that you would like to have healed? If you'd raise your hands just to see how many. Okay, I think almost everyone. How many of you know someone who would like to have some healing? All the hands went up again. Well, then it's a good topic, and I think it's perfect for us today. So now I'd like you to think about something that you would like to have healed, and you can call out, and you don't have to mention names. It could be you or someone else. Something that you would like to have healed. Eyes. Lungs. Fears. Ears. Well, fears and ears. I want to have my fears healed too, and my ears. Back. Knees. Depression, thank you. Sadness. Any place that you have pain. It could be a chronic or acute pain condition. It could be a mental or emotional, because they're all tied together. So wherever we have pain in our bodies, illnesses, dis-ease, any place that we have that, that's often a sign that something is out of order, right? Pain is a sign of something is out of order. It can be emotional pain, which I spoke of last week, a physical pain. And did you know that over 70%, it's probably more like 90%, of our physical ailments and pains actually are from emotions not being expressed? And that's big. Our emotions are connected. If you've ever read Louise Hay's book, that's one I recommend, You Can Heal Your Life. She's all about that and talks about different parts of your body which you can talk to, and they will listen. Your body is alive, and it has a lot to say to us if we listen to our bodies. I actually have a workshop called Loving Your Bodies where we do just that, and I may be bringing it here soon. Challenges with your money. You know, finances. You have a relationship with money, whether you realize it or not. There's relationship challenges and conflict. If there's conflict in any way, there's not the ease and grace, then there is something out of order. How about your career, your creative expression? If you're missing out on that, again, there's an out of orderness. And we want to experience what is called healing. Now, what is healing? My definition of healing is that we're bringing back together anything that we have a sense of separation with. Sense of separation. That's an SOS, by the way. Sense of separation is an SOS. You know, if you have a cut, it's something that's separated. Broken bone, it's separated. A relationship, it's separated. We're looking to bring back a sense of wholeness. And wholeness is our true nature. See, we teach in the Unity teachings, principle number 1, God, Spirit, the divine. The divine love intelligence is all there is. It's in all that is seen and unseen. It's the energy quickened up into the invisible, and everything comes from what we call, and I spoke of this last week, the divine mind, the sea of infinite possibilities. There is a sea of infiniteness, and that divine mind, which is what religious scientists in Unity call this thing called spirit, we're tapped in. We can tap in to any aspect of that marvelous infiniteness. And what we tap into is what we actually experience. That's the way of it. Now, wholeness is a component of the divine. And what is wholeness? The definition from the freedictionary.com that is spoken about in How to Pray Without Talking to God. By the way, this is a highly recommended book. I think we only have 2 copies left. Chapter 6, when we did the study in the class, as I read it, I said, this is a talk. This is so important, the information in here. Wholeness, definition 1. Containing all components, complete, nothing missing. Number 2, it's not divided or disjointed. It's one unit. There's no separation. It's the summation. And the truth is, we are spirit in expression. That's principle number 2. All that God is, all the traits of the divine are me and you. I am God, and so are you in human form. We don't often say this, and I gave a talk about it not too long ago. There's a quote by Rumi. I love this. You are not a drop in the ocean, but you are the entire ocean in a drop. That's me, that's you. There's a Karen Mitchell song that has those words. The entire ocean is me. Think about that. So here's the thing. We have this way shower. His name is Jesus. He's the great way shower. And in Linda Martellowitz-Sett's book, she says, because Jesus was known to, quote, heal people, right? Well, here's the thing. Jesus never healed anyone. He healed no one. Now you might be going, well, how's that? Because he did, and it said so. Reverend Linda says, in moments when Jesus called forth wholeness in people who were asking for healing, he said, you are made whole. Common interpretation of this statement leads us to say that Jesus healed those people. Perhaps instead, Jesus reminded his listeners of the truth. Chances are Jesus was actually saying, you were made from wholeness. You are not sick, and I've healed you. He didn't say that. He said, you've never been less than whole. You've forgotten who you are. Remember, your wholeness is your true nature. You were made whole. So, and he had such a conviction. He had no doubt whatsoever. And his conviction brought it forth in the other person. So they were able to stretch out their hand and be made whole, but they weren't healed. They just came back into their true nature. Isn't that awesome to know that? Wholeness is who and what we are. And the only thing that needs to be healed, because there's no healing needed, it's a revealing, not a healing. We're not healing. We are revealing the truth of who we are. In Science of Mind, which is a cousin, basically, of Unity teachings, it's all about seeing the perfection, the truth of who we are. In Science of Mind text, it says, when Jesus said to the man, stretch forth thy hand, he undoubtedly saw a perfect hand. If everything is mental, and we believe that everything comes from consciousness and mentalness, if he had seen an imperfect hand, it wouldn't have never had the experience of healing. For what we know, he must have seen a perfect hand. Even though he might have recognized the false condition, as far as the word of healing was concerned, it must have recognized perfection. Hence, its wholeness was returned. Healing is not a creating a perfect idea or body. It is revealing an idea that it's already perfect. Healing is not a process. It's a revelation. Now, did we just have a revelation? Did you know this before you came in today? That healing is a revelation? Through the thought of the person praying, remembering the truth, and through the person who is being remembered, that's the process. How long it takes me to know the truth of you, and how long it takes for you to embody and say, yes, that's true. That's the process of healing. But there's nothing in healing, because it's just a revealing. So, how many of you know Myrtle Fillmore's story of her healing? Anyone? There's a few of you. Well, you get to rehear it. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of the Unity teachings. She was sickly as a child, and she had tuberculosis. She was basically an invalid. She attended a metaphysical lecture by Dr. E.B. Weeks in 1886, and she learned of her innate potential of divine healing or revealing through the use of affirmative prayer. The one statement that changed her life was, I am a child of God. I do not inherit sickness. Again, I am a child of God. Therefore, I do not inherit sickness. Well, she just took that and went, well, that's the truth, and she started affirming it over and over and over again. In the story by James Dillett Freeman states, in 1 hour, Myrtle Fillmore's whole outlook toward herself and her life had been changed. Like a revelation, this simple and divine idea that she was the beloved of the divine, and that the will was only to have perfect life and health and wholeness, filled her mind and possessed her being. She embodied it. She just didn't think it in her mind. It wasn't a mental concept. She went, oh yeah, that's it. And she just reiterated and reiterated. The old belief that she was an invalid, that she was born as an invalid, as waters were passed away. In 2 years, Myrtle Fillmore was no longer sick or an invalid. Through her prayers, she was made completely whole. After her own healing, many people came to know about it. Her neighbors who knew that she had been sick saw the change, and they were curious as to how this miracle happened, so they started coming to her for help. Eventually, she and her husband Charles pioneered a spiritual healing support system that grew into the Silent Unity 24/7 prayer ministry that still operates today. Myrtle lived to be 86 years old, making her transition in 1931. That's pretty impressive. Unity was born from this story right here, from that one statement that she took to heart. She didn't even take it to heart. She just said, that's the truth, and I'm accepting it. I'm embodying it. So it's very impressive, in my opinion, and here's the thing. If we're made in the image and likeness of the divine, why is it that we have illnesses and sicknesses and disease? Well, there's 2 reasons I'll share with you. First of all, we were brainwashed. Domesticated, as Don Miguel Ruiz would say. We've been conditioned by our cultures. When we were children, we just were like this perfect, whole, and complete being, yet we got all this information dumped on us, and we just absorbed it and took it in without questioning it. Got it from our teachers, our cultures, our parents, society, and we inherited the idea. We can't inherit sickness. We inherited the idea that we could be sick, diseased, and all the other fear-based separation ideas that we have accumulated. And we didn't question it. Or if we did question it, we were ridiculed or put back in our place. So how dare you ever think to do such a thing? So to question things, to question our beliefs. You know, we believe things. A belief is a thought we hold to be true, and it may not even be true. So the idea is to start to question, is that really true? Because we have erroneous thinking. Okay, the second reason why we don't come into the wholeness aspect, it's spiritual amnesia. Did you know we have spiritual amnesia? We have forgotten who we are. I don't know about you, but I certainly wasn't told in my growing up years that you're perfect, whole, and complete. You are the divine in expression. Anybody have that? Oh, good for you. Awesome. That is, well, good for you. You're blessed. And seriously, I want to unlearn and to replace those thoughts because we have forgotten who we are. And I'm going to go back to this book, which is a fabulous book on the teachings. On spiritual amnesia, Reverend Linda says, when we forget our essential wholeness, we take on an only human consciousness, whereby we perceive something is wrong with us. Something wrong consciousness brings about our sense of separation from divine nature and our divine identity. Perceiving ourselves as separate, we begin to feel vulnerable to an onslaught of unwanted human conditions. A something wrong consciousness is not a reality, but a limited perception. I'm going to say that again. A something wrong consciousness is not a reality, but it's a limited perception. A consciousness of separation is not a truth, but a choice. Consciousness is pivotal. It's pivotal. Everything we think about, we bring about. It's all how we perceive. What we think about, it's why that says it's done unto you as you believe, and that's why we want to question our beliefs, because they might not be serving. I might not be in alignment with the truth. And that goes on to the what is it that we need to do? We need to heal the consciousness. We need to shift the consciousness. So how do we do that? Well, we need to replace the error thoughts. We pray with wholeness. And praying, what is praying? Praying is remembering the truth of who we are. It's a shift. Praying, it doesn't do anything to the outer world. Prayer, it shifts my consciousness so that I can be aligned with truth, and therefore, then it becomes my outer world. Everything stems from right here. So we pray to change our thinking and then change our life. We pray with wholeness in mind. We don't pray for healing. The need for healing is a thought based on the false possibility of brokenness. Healing is the activity of recovery, repair, restoration, correcting a consciousness. That's right, correcting our consciousness that has veered away from wholeness. I just need to shift this, and then I can have a different experience. That's what Myrtle Fillmore did. We have to cultivate this experience of wholeness, and we do that through prayer, because prayer makes us aware of what's already there. Charles Fillmore says, error thoughts must be told to go, and truer thoughts must be called in to take their place. The key word is must in that sentence. You must let them go, and you must grab onto and repeat them until you go, I accept and I embody this. And what we do in unity, we have prayer, a specific prayers. There's a ton of ways to pray. It's recognizing the divine. Some people just say help. I've said help me. I need help. Or thank you, God. Those are prayers. But there's a specific type of prayer that unity is established in, and it's called affirmative prayer. Now, in religious science, they call affirmative prayer spiritual mind treatment. Spiritual mind treatment, because they're not treating the body or the condition, they're treating the mind. When you have an ailment, an illness, pain in your body, do you not go to a doctor oftentimes? We'll go to a doctor, a medical facility. They'll prescribe a treatment plan. They'll give us a prescription for something to take. Well, why do we just treat the bodies? Why not treat our minds? Because in truth, our minds are more powerful than anything that there is. If I'm going to work on trying to cure my body, I want to come back to the truth of myself so I don't have to keep having the same experience. I want to go to wholeness, and I need to shift my consciousness as well as, so it's a prescription. If you come to me for spiritual counseling or Reverend Divine, we might just give you a prescription written out, and it might include things like meditation, education, to read a book like Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, to purchase this book, How to Pray Without Talking to God. There's another book that I love by Joel Goldsmith, and it's The Art of Spiritual Healing. There's many books that will help us to reprogram our minds to see things aright, to see things from truth, so that we can replace those error thoughts and have a different experience. Does this sound good to you? Yeah, this is information that I wish I'd grown up with, but some people have, and I didn't. But now I can have this as my prescription. There is a specific prescription that they give in this book, and it's called The Words of Prayer, and it's 5 steps. And it's pretty easy, and you can get the book or you can talk to me afterwards. But the first one is we recognize the divine. First of all, we acknowledge that the divine is everywhere. And that's by saying God is wholeness. God is peace. God is joy. God is abundance. Whatever it is that I'm seeking to have a greater experience of, I recognize that the divine, being all that there is that thing that I would desire to experience more of. So, first of all, God is. Acknowledge the divine. Number 2, recognize my divine identity. Since spirit is all there is, God is wholeness, I am wholeness. I am peace. I am love. I am abundance. All that God is, I am. So now step 2, I identify that that's who I am. Number 3, we deny. And denial doesn't mean that I deny that there's a condition and stick my head in the ground like an ostrich. It denies the power, which Reverend Divine spoke of in their reading. I deny that that condition has any power over me. It doesn't have any power. This doesn't have any power over me. I didn't inherit sickness. That is called a denial. So we have a denial. The erroneous thought must be put aside. That's not the truth. And then, number 4, I affirm the truth. I am health. I am whole, perfect, and complete. Just right here, right now. My body is perfect, whole, and complete. I am an expression of God's wholeness. I am wholeness, inside and out, and everything. That's step 4. I'm affirming the truth, replacing that which was erroneous. And number 5, express gratitude, appreciation. And I like to say, and I don't say thank you, God, because that sounds like God is outside of me. I am so happy and grateful knowing the truth that I am perfect, whole, and complete, regardless of the appearance, because we want to not go by the appearance. So that's your prescription, okay? This is something that you can do, and do it every day. If you want to experience greater health, know that you are perfect, whole, and complete, and use this as your tool to create it. Now, I don't often use someone else's prayers to read them because I'm a conduit of the divine and I have been praying and doing this affirmative prayer, so it's natural. It just comes from me. I don't even pray. Prayer does me. But there's a few examples in here, and I'm going to do those with you because they so resonated with me. So I'm going to invite you as we close to go within, close your eyes, and take a breath. And this particular one is about whenever you may feel threatened by or fearful about physical safety, whether personal or global. Again, whenever you're feeling threatened or fearful about physical safety, whether it's personal or global, let's breathe and let it go. And we open. In spiritual reality, there is one harmonious, unifying principle, God, the divine spirit. I turn my thoughts to Great Spirit now as I breathe harmonizing breaths. I call forth from within the unifying principle of divine love, which I am made of and which is my true nature. Divine love recognizes no threat, no enemy, and nothing to fear. I refute the energy of fear, denying fear residence in my consciousness. In the presence of divine love, which I am, my thoughts become clarified and easy. I breathe easily, trusting that I am capable of responding as the divine to anything that arises in the world. The very cells of my body are happy, knowing that they can relax now. And if by chance I'm experiencing some sort of discomfort in my body, I move to these words of truth. My life does not spring from my body. My life springs from the one and only source of all life, which is divine. Divine life is whole and intact. It cannot be interrupted by human circumstance or harmed by invasion. Divine life is my life. I deny the thought of rogue cells in my body, as if something other than divine life could reside in me. I stand strong in spiritual authority As one who has been sent into the darkness with a lamp, I turn on the light of truth. I am whole and complete, right here, right now. I am whole, complete, and grateful for my ever-expanding awareness of the truth of who I am. And so we are this experience. You are perfect, you are whole, you are complete. If we've just forgotten who we are. So we come together this morning remembering the truth, and we set ourselves free from any ailment, disease. We know the truth, and we stand in the truth. The truth is beating in our hearts. The truth is breathing us. We are not separated from the divine. We are God beings in human form. I'm claiming my wholeness today and every day. I'm choosing to use my mind to create more life, wholeness, health, because I'm focused on the truth. And I know you are too. Blessed be. And so it is.
I don't know if you guys saw that up at the front. We have these very small little things. This is the song we're going to do, and we would love to have you guys join us. It's kind of a chant. It's a healing chant. It's called the Healing Song, and it's fairly simple. It's got a lot of words, but basically, joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process, allowing spirit to do what it does. And we're going to sing joy 3 times, then we're going to sing peace at the beginning 3 times, then we're going to do God 3 times, then we're going to do love 3 times. I wanted to share something with you. Amy said that maybe I should. This song was written by Karen Drucker and Reverend Carol Huntley. They were visiting someone who had cancer. And this song came to them, and they sang it to her, and I guess she was healed. And that was wonderful. You know, there are physical healings, and there are cosmic healings. Amy thought I should share the cosmic healing with you. My son died at 31, but I found out when I was 3 months pregnant, according to my then husband, his brother had come to him in a dream. His brother had committed suicide, hanged himself at 31. On the 24th of the month that he died, and he was coming back. He told my then husband, I'm coming back, I'm gonna get it right this time, and I'm the child inside Elizabeth. So I was like, oh, I'm pregnant with your brother? And he said, I guess. I was like, okay, thank you. I forgot about it, but as it turns out, our son, they were both in the military. His brother had a schizophrenic break. My son, our son, was very successful, head of communications at Marine headquarters. He had cancer. He fought for his life for 2 years. He died at 31. On the 24th of the month, he died. And his healing, even though we prayed for him, and he came through some rough times, but as it turned out, he died, but he got it right. To me, that was a cosmic healing. So there are physical healings, and if there's someone who dies young and they're just the best person, maybe it was a cosmic healing. So that's how I deal with it, and how I'm actually pretty darn happy that I got to be his mom and help him get it right. So we're going to do the healing song, and we're going to start with joy. And actually, I'm not playing on this. Alice. I'm playing this. All right, and Amy's going to take it away.
Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive. allowing Spirit to do what it does.
Joy,
Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process, allowing Spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process, allowing Spirit to do what it does. Peace fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process, allowing Spirit to do what it does. Peace fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process, allowing Spirit to do what it does. God fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax to the healing process, allowing Spirit to do what it does. God fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process, allowing Spirit to do what it does. Love fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process, allowing Spirit to do what it does. Love fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process, allowing Spirit to do what it does. Love fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process, allowing Spirit to do what it does.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now is the time for the prosperity blessing. And this would normally be the time that we would traditionally pass the basket. But since we are being mindful of all safety protocols, we have baskets up front and off to the side. So if that's something that calls to you in that form, or certainly you can do that online, whatever's comfortable, but just so you know, that's what we would be doing. If you would join me in the prosperity blessing, there's always more energy when we say it out loud. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And now, if you'll join me in the prayer of protection, some of you know it by heart, others of you it is, again, written so that you can say it aloud. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God unfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And for those of you online, I do apologize. I know Andres puts those words up for you to join us, and I apologize for not including you in that process. I hope that you said it with us as well. Thank you.
All right, I ask you to join me in the song that we all love. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, Dan. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God as our creator. Family, all are we, as we walk with each other in perfect harmony. As peace begins with me, yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, this is my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. You all sounded great, even behind your masks. So it's our benediction time, and then we can exit, and if you feel like comfortable taking your mask off, then we can greet each other. And to everyone online, thank you for your presence with us today. And here's our little benediction. And you can either if you care to repeat after me or just listen to the words. That's your choice. So I'm so happy and grateful,
I'm so happy and grateful,
knowing the truth, that God and Spirit are all there is,
that God and Spirit are all there is,
that Spirit is wholeness.
that Spirit is wholeness.
Therefore, I am wholeness.
Therefore, I am wholeness.
I claim my wholeness now.
I claim my wholeness now.
It's the truth of me.
It is the truth of me.
I set myself free
I set myself free
from any erroneous thoughts.
from any erroneous thoughts.
I'm living a life
I'm living a life
of wholeness and joy
of wholeness and joy,
because it's who I am.
because it's who I am.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Yippee-doo.
Yippee-doo.
Yippee-done.
Yippee-done.
And so it is. Thank you so
And so
much.
it
We'll
is.
see you outside. Thank you. Thank you.